Welcome to today's lecture. As you can see the first slide, we are going to talk about the boundless potential of branding. The image of the vast horizon on the slide is a perfect metaphor for branding. It is a limitless, can transform anything. Branding is not just about physical products like phones or clothes. It goes way beyond that. It applies to ideas, services, and even places. Branding is a powerful tool that can make anything stand out in today's busy marketplace. It is what helps build strong emotional connections with people. Whether you are launching a new product, offering a service, or even shaping your own personal brand. Knowing how branding works can open up incredible opportunities for recognition and value. Now, take a second to think. What brands come to mind right away? Is it their logo, their color, or maybe the feeling you get when you hear the name? That is a result of a strong branding. And that is what we're going to dive into today. Throughout this lecture, we will break down how branding works across different fields, not just products, but also services and ideas, and how you can use these strategies in real-world situations, whether globally or right here at home. All right, let's get started and see how this all comes together with a practical example and real-world applications. All right. Let's break down what branding really means, and we will cover in 4 simple points. First one, branding is about giving something a clear, recognizable identity. Think of brands like Coca-Cola, Nike, or Samsung. Just seeing their logos instantly tells you what they stand for, right? Coca-Cola represents happiness and refreshment. Nike symbolized sports and performance, while Samsung shows innovation and cutting-edge technology, right? That is a unique identity. That's the power of a strong brand identity. But branding is not just about recognition. It is about standing out. Take an Apple or Kakao, for instance. Apple is known not just for its products, but for its innovation and simplicity. Similarly, Kakao is more than a messaging app. It is a comprehensive platform offering services from finance to entertainment. Branding helps create an impression that sticks with people. These brands are recognized for their ability to create unique experience that goes beyond by product themselves. That is a differentiated image. Third, branding is not just about the product. It is about how people feel about it, perceive the value. A well-branded product feels more valuable. Louis Vuitton and LG's premium appliances are great examples. When you buy a Louis Vuitton bag, you are buying more than just a product. You are buying into a story of prestige and luxury. Likewise, LG's signature products. It is not just about high-quality appliances. It is about investing in a luxurious lifestyle. 4. Consumer recognition. Finally, good branding makes people recognize and trust your product instantly. When you see the McDonald's golden arches or Lotte's logo, you know exactly what to expect. McDonald's show fast, convenient food, while Lotte covers everything from retail to entertainment, offering a sense of reliability in its diverse services. That is the power of a strong consumer recognition. So, branding is a strategic way to make something memorable. valuable, and stand out. It is not just about the product itself. It is about the entire experience that comes with it. The best brands like Samsung, Apple, and Kakao build lasting connections with their customers. Okay, so let's talk about where the word brand actually comes from. It's interesting. It comes from the Old Norse branda, which means to burn. Back in the day, people would literally burn mark onto animals or products to show ownership, like stamping cattle with a hot iron. You will probably seen that in movie, right? Now, branding has evolved a lot since then. These days, it is about creating a unique identity, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. When you think of big brands today, it's not just the logo that comes to mind, right? It is how that brand makes you feel. It is the connection you have with it. So, what we are talking about here is how branding has moved from simply marking something to creating a whole experience around it. And that is what makes a brand so powerful. It is the emotions, the trust, and the recognition that comes with it. Okay, now that we understand where the term brand comes from and how it has evolved, let's talk about physical products and how branding applies here. First up, quality. Consumers form strong emotional connections with brands that deliver high-quality products. It is all about trust. If a brand keeps delivering great results, consumers stay loyal. Think about brands like Apple or Samsung. They have built their reputations by inconsistent delivering reliable products that people can trust. Then there's design. A product with a unique, aesthetically pleasing design really stands out. It is not just about functionality. It is about feeling good using it. Just look at how Dyson vacuum cleaners or Tesla cars have revolutionized their industry with a design. The design appeals to the consumers more than just a practical level. Of course, functionality. It is not just about looking good. Product needs to work well too. Brands that excel in functionality that meets or exceed consumer needs create a competitive advantage. Think about products like the Microsoft Surface or the KitchenAid stand mixer. Both are known for top-notch functionality that keeps consumers coming back. Finally, differentiation. This is how brands stand out in a crowded market. They emphasize what makes them unique, whether it's through features, performance, or benefits. A great example is the way Nike differentiated itself not just by selling shoes, but by selling a lifestyle or performance story through their Just Do It campaign. So, when it comes to physical products, branding is not just about what product is, but how it makes people feel, how well it works, and how it stands out from the rest. Now that we have covered physical products, let us switch gears and talk about services. Branding for services works a little differently because the services are intangible. So, it is all about how the customer experiences that service. First, customer experience. Customer experience is everything. A brand that offers a great service experience keeps customers coming back, whether it is a restaurant or a hotel or even a tech service like Netflix. How the customer feels during and after interaction really shapes their perception of the brand. Reliability. People trust brands that are reliable and deliver what they promise time and again. Think about services like Uber or Amazon Prime. They are known for being dependable, and their reliability is a huge part of their brand identity. Consistency. Consistency is key. It is not enough to have a great experience once. Consistency builds trust. Every time a customer interacts with a brand, they expect the same quality. For example, Starbucks. Starbucks provides a consistent experience no matter where you are in the world, and that keeps their brand strong. Finally, experiential value. Let's talk about. People value more than just the service itself. They value the experience that comes with it. For example, Disney. Disney is a brand that's not just about the theme park, but about creating magical, memorable experience for families. It is the experience that adds value and strengthens the brand. So, when we think about branding and services, it is all about creating consistent, reliable, and valuable experiences for customers, making them feel like they can trust and rely on the brand. So, continuing from where we left off after looking at physical products and services, let us now study how retail can be branded. When we talk about retail branding, it is not just about the products on the shelves. It is the whole experience that makes a retail brand stand out. Let's break it down. Customer experience. Retail stores build their brands by creating memorable shopping experiences. Think about IKEA. When you walk into an IKEA store, it is not just about buying furniture. It is about the entire DIY experience. From the store layout to how you interact with the products, the whole process makes the brand more than just a store. It is an experience. Service quality. Then we have service quality. Consistent, reliable service is crucial for retail branding. For example, take a Walmart or E-Mart or Everyday E-Mart, something like that in Korea. Their brand is built on the promise of low prices, but also on efficient and trustworthy service. Customers know what to expect, and that builds trust. The physical design of a store plays a huge role in branding. Apple stores. Apple stores are the perfect example here. They are clean, minimalist layout. It is not just about looking nice. It reinforces Apple's brand image as innovative and user-friendly. The space itself makes it feel like you are interacting with something special. Product layout, store environment. And next one, omni-channel strategy. Retail is not just the in-store anymore. Brands are blending their online and offline presence to create a seamless shopping experience. Amazon. is a great example. Their Prime membership integrates fast shipping, video streaming, and more. All is part of their omni-channel strategy. It is not just about buying products, it is about being part of Amazon experience. And finally, IKEA. Let's circle back to IKEA. IKEA's combination of affordable furniture and that unique shopping experience has helped them build a strong retail brand. People do not just buy furniture from IKEA, they enjoy the process of finding and assembling it themselves, and they're a huge part of the brand's identity. So, in detail, retail, the branding, is not just the product. It is everything surrounding the product, from the store layout to the service you receive. And that is how a strong retail brand is built. Now, let's take a closer look at one of the most well-known retail brands in the world, IKEA. We have already touched on this a bit, but let's really break down what makes IKEA's branding so successful. It is famous for combining affordable furniture with a unique shopping experience, right? You are not just buying a couch or a bookshelf. You are building it yourself. This whole DIY concept. It is the core of their brand, and it is what makes them stand out in a very crowded market. With over 400 stores worldwide. Their strategy, it is about making furniture accessible to everyone, while also offering a fun, interactive experience. The way the store is laid out, the design of the products, and even how they guide you through the store. It is all part of the IKEA's brand. You don't just go to IKEA, you experience IKEA. So, what makes their retail brand so strong is their ability to combine innovative design with a memorable customer experience. They're not just selling products, they are selling lifestyle, a way of living. That is why IKEA is recognized as one of the most innovative and successful retail brands in the world. So, we have talked about physical products, services, and retail. Now let's look at another key area, distribution. Distribution is not just about getting a product from point A to point B. It plays a big role in how customers perceive your brand. If your distribution is fast, reliable, and accurate, it builds trust and strengthens your brand. Think about Amazon. Customers expect their products to arrive in quick and inefficient. And this expectation helps shape Amazon's image. Speak of Amazon. Successful distribution brand Amazon Prime. Let's talk about Amazon Prime. They have built an entire brand around fast, reliable delivery. With over 200 million Prime subscribers worldwide, their distribution system is central to their identity. It is not just about selling products. It is about getting them to you as quickly and efficiently as possible. Their reliability is what keeps people coming back. Factors driving distribution branding. What drives a strong brand? It all comes down to efficiency, reliability, and speed. Logistics matter. Accurate order fulfillment, fast delivery times, and great customer service all contribute to building a brand's equity. Customers need to know they can count on your brand to deliver literally and figuratively. And finally, quantifiable impact of distribution branding. How do you measure the success of a distribution brand? It is all about the number. Customer satisfaction ratings, on-time delivery rate, and growth of your customer base all reflect how strong your brand is. These measurable outcomes reinforce your brand position in the market and show customers why they should choose over competitors. So, in distribution, it is not just about moving products. It is about building a brand that customers trust to deliver on its promises. All right, moving forward, let's talk about online businesses. Branding for online businesses is a little different from physical products or retail stores, but the principles still apply. The goal is to create a seamless, enjoyable experience for users. And that is where a strong brand can really shine. Let's walk through the key points here. First and foremost, online businesses need to deliver an exceptional user experience, UX, user experience. If your website or application is not easy to navigate, users are going to leave in quick. Companies like Amazon or Netflix have perfected this. Their platforms are simple and intuitive, making it easy for users to get what they want. Okay, UX, hand in hand with UX, is the interface itself. A well-optimized digital interface ensures that users can move around the site or app easily, without any frustration. Think about how smooth the experience is when you use Google or Instagram. It is all about making the interface feel natural and seamless. Online businesses also need to prioritize service quality. Whether it is answering questions, handling customer issues, or offering quick solutions, customers expect immediate responsiveness. Brands that excel here build stronger loyalty because they are reliable and responsive. Another huge factor is data. Successful online brands use data and analytics to understand the user behavior. They track how people are using their platform and make adjustments based on those insights. Netflix is great at this. They use data to recommend shows and personalize the experience for every user. Just like with any other businesses, online brands need a strong identity and consistent messaging. Whether it is the tone of voice on social media or the visual design of their website, consistency builds trust. Think about how Apple's messaging is always slick and minimal. That is what helps their brand stand out. Lastly, online businesses need to constantly innovate. The digital space changes fast, and brands that don't keep up will fall behind. Companies like Amazon or Spotify are always adapting, updating their platforms, and introducing new features to stay ahead of the competition. So, for online businesses, a strong brand is built on smooth user experience, responsive customer service, data-driven decisions, and constant innovation. These are the things that help online brand thrive. Now, let's move on to personal branding. Personal branding. One of the most famous examples of personal branding today is Elon Musk. He is not just known for the companies he founded, like Tesla and SpaceX, but also for his image as an innovator and visionary. Elon Musk's personal brand, it is all about pushing boundaries. He is seen as someone who challenges the status quo, takes big risks, and doesn't back down from ambitious goals. Whether it's electric cars, space exploration, or even building tunnels under cities with a boring company, Musk has built a reputation for thinking far outside the box. What is interesting about Musk is that his personal brand is just as powerful, if not more so, than the brands of the companies he leads. When people think of Tesla or SpaceX, they also think of Musk himself. And that is a key part of why his personal brand is so effective. It has built on innovation, disruption, and bold vision for the future. So, personal branding can be incredibly impactful when it aligns with a strong, unique identity like Musk's. He has shown that personal brands, just like companies, can influence industry and inspire loyalty from followers. Now, let's move on to a different type of branding, non-profit and humanitarian organizations. A great example is UNICEF. UNICEF is a United Nations agency that focuses on providing aid to children and mothers in developing countries. Its brand is built around its mission, protecting children's rights and improving their well-being globally. What makes UNICEF's brand so strong is that it's entirely mission-driven. When people see the UNICEF logo, they immediately associate with it helping children and fighting for their rights. This emotional connection to their mission is what strengthens their brand and gains support from people all around the world. Just like how companies build brands around the products or service, UNICEF has built its brand around his humanitarian work. And because their mission is so clear and consistent, it is a brand that people trust and want to support. So, when we think about branding, it is not just about products or businesses. It is also about organizations like UNICEF that builds a brand by standing for something meaningful and important. Next, let's talk about branding in the context of places. Believe it or not, entire locations, whether cities, regions, or even countries, can develop powerful brands. And just like products, they do this by leveraging unique aspects to build a strong identity. First, cultural heritage. Cultural heritage is often the cornerstone of a place branding. Cities and countries can draw on their unique history, traditions, and cultural assets to create a distinct brand identity. Think about places like Kyoto in Japan, Paris in France, even Gyeongju in South Korea. Gyeongju is often referred to as the museum without walls because of its rich historical heritage from the ancient Silla dynasty. Its historical landmarks make it a cultural hub that attracts both local and global tourists. Next up is economic branding. Some places highlight their economic strengths, like a strong industry leadership or investment opportunities, to build a brand of prosperity. For example, Silicon Valley. In California, it is known globally as the hub of tech innovation. A close example would be in Korea, South Korea, Pangyo Techno Valley. In South Korea, it is often called the Korean Silicon Valley. It has become a center for IT and biotechnology companies and is gaining a recognition worldwide. Gastronomy and crafts, local cuisine, and traditional crafts can also play a big role in branding. Cities and regions promote their local food, art, or handmade products to cultivate a brand of authenticity and uniqueness. Take Italy, for example. The food and wine from regions like Tuscany and Sicily have become central to their global brand. Similarly, in South Korea, Jeonju is famous for its traditional Korean dish, bibimbap. And has leveraged this as part of its culinary identity, attracting food lovers from all over the world. Many places focus on tourism promotion. It is as a key part of their branding. By investing in infrastructure, marketing campaigns, and global outreach, they attract visitors from around the world. Countries like Thailand or Bali have built a strong tourism brand by showcasing their natural beauty and warm hospitality. Seoul, South Korea's capital, has also done this successfully. The city has promoted itself as a must-visit destination, branding modern skyscrapers, Asian palaces, and a vibrant culture, making appealing to both traditional and modern tourists alike. In recent years, sustainability has become a major factor in place branding. Places that implement eco-friendly policies and green initiatives can position themselves as a forward-thinking, environmentally conscious brands. Think of cities like Copenhagen. Copenhagen, known for its green energy and eco-friendly policies. In Korea, Sejong City. Sejong City has been designed as a smart and sustainable city with eco-friendly urban planning, making an example of South Korea's commitment to sustainability. Lastly, with the rise of social media, digital presence is crucial for place branding. Cities and countries are using online platforms to increase their visibility and engage with a global audience. By creating engaging digital content, places can make themselves more attractive to visitors and investors alike. South Korea, Busan has done a great job promoting its annual Busan International Film Festival, PIFF. Busan International Film Festival. Busan, South Korea, making it a key destination for film enthusiasts and industry professionals globally. So, places, just like a product or service, can build a powerful brand by focusing on what makes them unique, whether that is a cultural heritage, economic strengths, or sustainability initiatives. Now, let's talk about ideas and how even concepts can be branded. This idea has become a global brand in itself. The concept of sustainability has grown beyond just being an environment issue. It is now linked to social equity and economic growth too. Organizations and countries around the world are branding themselves as champions of sustainable development, promoting greener and more equitable futures. The circular economy is another idea that is gaining traction as a brand. This model promotes reducing waste and reusing resources, making it a big part of sustainable business practices. Companies and cities are increasingly branding themselves as leaders in the circular economy, pushing the idea of long-term environment health. Next, we have a digital transformation. As we shift into a more tech-driven world, many companies and even entire countries are branding themselves as a pioneer in digital innovation. From big data to AI, digital transformation has become a buzzword, a powerful brand associated with progress and modernizations. Speaking of technology, artificial intelligence, AI, is now a brand on its own. AI is no longer just a technology. It is a concept that represents future possibilities and breakthroughs in almost every industry. Companies that leverage AI tend to brand themselves as forward-thinking and cutting-edge. Finally, renewable energy. It is a branded idea tied to sustainability. Clean energy sources like solar, wind, hydropower are not just technology. They are now symbols of the global push toward a more sustainable future. Countries and companies that invest heavily in renewable energy build their brand as eco-friendly and future-oriented. So, as you can see, ideas themselves can become powerful brands. When these concepts resonate with people on a global scale, they create emotional connections, just like products or companies do. Alright, let's continue where we left off and talk about digital brands. You can see some familiar logos here on the slide, like Naver, Netflix, Prime Video, and more. All of these are excellent examples of how companies have built powerful digital brands that people recognize instantly. Let's think about how this happens. It is not just about having a great logo, but it is about constantly providing value to users, whether it is through seamless experience like Spotify's music recommendations or coupons speedy delivery service. These companies focus on improving the user experience, reliable, and staying innovative. Now, why are digital brands so important today? Well, with everything moving online, these brands are shaping how we communicate, how we shop, and even how we entertain ourselves. Take Instagram, for example. It started as just a photo sharing application, but now it is a major platform for marketing, business, and influences. These brands succeed because they understand their customers' needs and deliver value. Whether through our user-friendly app like Kakao or offering secure payment systems like Samsung Pay and TOS, they meet us where we are, online, every day. So, as we think about digital branding, remember, it is about more than just the digital products. It is about creating an experience that resonates with the users on multiple levels. Whether it's convenience, entertainment, or security, digital brands need to cover all these aspects. Now we have covered the various forms of branding, from digital brands to places. Let's transition to widely recognized and a powerful example of sports branding, Manchester United. As we can see here, Manchester United is one of the most iconic football clubs worldwide. The club has cultivated a deep connection with its fans over decades, creating an emotional bond that goes beyond just the sport. The team's strong fan is not just about victories on the field, but about the loyalty and identity that supporters feel when they cheer for them. By leveraging their success, even their failures, Manchester United has built a global brand recognized everywhere. And because of this deep emotional connection, they generate hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue every year, making them not just a football team, but a thriving brand. This leads us to key concept about branding. It is not just about the product or service that matters, but how people feel about it. Manchester United's ability to form lasting emotional ties with its fans is what powers their brand and sustains their revenue. Next, let's talk about Vincent van Gogh, one of the most iconic artists in history. His art has transcended time and culture, making his name synonymous with artistic genius. His unique painting style and captivating life story have established his brand globally. Today, his works hold incredibly high aesthetic value, and his name show a cultural symbol in the art world. What's fascinating is how art, something so personal and emotional, can become a powerful brand, just like any commercial product. This is what we mean when we say that the power of a brand goes far beyond just the products. It can be attached to the person or idea behind it. We see this emotional and cultural connection driving many other forms of branding too, from sport to entertainment. And speaking of art, it is not just limited to paintings. Think about how fashion brands or even movie directors create a specific style that becomes their signature, a brand that people recognize. Alright, let's continue talking about how branding can extend it beyond just the products or services. The potential for branding is huge, and it spans across various industries. We can actually break this down into three key areas: entertainment, geographic locations, and public interest. First, let's look at entertainment. Entertainers and content creators can become powerful brands by connecting deeply with the public. Think about how artists like Beyoncé or groups like BTS have done it. It's more than just music. It's about their image, their performance, their influence in society. They build a brand that resonates with millions of people globally. Next, we have geographic locations. Yes, even places can be branded. Specific regions or even whole countries can leverage their culture, specialties, or tourist attractions to build a recognizable brand. A great example of this is Champagne region in France, which has branded itself as the home high-quality sparkling wine. This type of branding not only boosts tourism, but also revives local economies, and finally gives the region global recognition. Finally, public interest. Let's not forget about public interest. Public causes and social movements. These can develop into strong brands too. For instance, environmental protection organizations like Greenpeace have established global brands through their consistent messaging and advocacy work. Their brand is not just about profit, but about raising awareness and gaining public support for important social issues. We will be diving deeper into this topic a little bit later. But for now, it is important to recognize that branding is not limited to just the products. It's everywhere. Alright, let's talk about Beyoncé, someone who truly defines what it means to build a powerful personal brand across multiple fields. As we know, Beyoncé is widely recognized for incredible talent as a singer, but her brand goes beyond just the music. Over the years, she has expanded her influence into areas like fashion, businesses, and women's rights. It adds a new dimension to her brand identity. She has managed to create a global fan base and generates billions of dollars in revenue, not just from her music, but also from various related products. What's really interesting is how she leverages her cultural and social influence to build deep connections with people, whether it's through her music, her advocacy for social justice, or her unique style. Her ability to diversify her brand makes her an excellent case study in personal branding. She constantly stays relevant and adapts to new trends, while holding to her core values. This ability allows her to stay ahead in an ever-changing entertainment landscape. So, when we think about personal branding, whether you are an entertainer, an entrepreneur, or anyone looking to make a mark, there is a lot we can learn from how Beyoncé has built her empire. Alright, now let's talk about one of the biggest cultural icons in the entertainment world right now, BTS. They are a prime example of how K-pop entertainers can transform into powerful global brands. BTS is not just known for their music. They have built strong connections with their fans worldwide through social media, impactful lyrics, and their active involvement in global issues like mental health and social justice. This authentic connection with their fans has greatly strengthened their brand, making them more than just a music group. BTS shows a cultural movement, and their influence spans beyond entertainment into social change and a global unity. Now, let's move on to an interesting and a powerful branding potential: geographic location. Imagine Paris, a city that many people associate with romance, fashion, and the Eiffel Tower. These associations are not accident, but the result of deliberate efforts to brand the city as a symbol of love, luxury, and elegance. Geographic locations like Paris can ineffective branded through their unique culture, specialties, and tourist attractions. This type of branding helps attract visitors from all over the world, contributing not only to the local economy but also to increasing global recognition for the region. Think about it. When you hear champagne, what comes to mind? Probably you are thinking about the sparkling wine, but it is actually a region in France that became famous for its wine production. The geographic branding for champagne highlights local specialties and can be seen as a way to build this lasting identity. These branded locations not only draw tourists but also foster a sense of pride and recognition for the local culture and economy. And when we execute it well, these locations become destinations known around the world, creating long-term economic revitalization for the area. We will explore a few more examples of geographic branding and its economic impact. But I want you to keep in mind how effective this strategy can be for both local and global recognition. Alright, let's talk about a very powerful way brands can emerge through public interest. Some of the most memorable brands are not selling a product or service, but are focused on a cause that connects with people's value. A great example of this, Greenpeace. Many of you might have heard of Greenpeace. It is an environment organization that works to protect our planet. Over time, their mission of sustainability and environment activism has made them a global brand. It is not just their message, it is their actions. They have become a symbol of environmental protection, a brand people trust when it comes to sustainability. This shows us that branding is not just for businesses, causes, movement, and nonprofit can become strong brands too by connecting with the people on an emotional level and align with their values.